What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Love Shack, and today I've got a bit of a deck profile video slash opening video. So I'm going to do the profile first because some people may just not care about the opening, and so if that's the case and you want to just leave after the video part of the deck profile, that was good English, then I totally understand. So that will be there. I'm going to open up one of those Chaos boxes from Walmart. I don't know if they're any good, but it looks like there could be some cool packs in there. So hang with me till the end if you want to, but otherwise I'll go ahead and jump right into this. You probably saw the thumbnail and or the actual title of the video. This is a Lunalight Shaddoll deck profile. Now, I've actually had a blast playing this. I've played it 3 weeks so far, just at locals and stuff, because I'm hoping to be able to play at the YCS coming up in April around here. So definitely something to look forward to. I want to continue to build on it, expound upon it. Also, been a while since I've done any videos, and I want to try to get back into it at least once a week, maybe just some discussion videos and stuff. We talked about doing a video where sort of discussing maybe some things on the ban list that can come off, and talking about the overall state of the game, especially with Master Rule 5, if that's what we're calling it nowadays, coming soon, which is really going to actually make the game a lot more exciting again. So definitely some cool topics and things to discuss. But today we're going to do deck profile, so we'll get into it, and I'll try to explain it as best I can without being a little too wordy. So for the Lunalights, we got 3 Tiger. This card is nuts. It's basically, I've never once used its on-field effect, although I guess it does exist. Once per turn, you can target a Lunalight monster in your graveyard, special summon it, but it cannot attack. Also, its effects are negated. But the thing is it's not a hard once per turn, so you can use multiple copies of Tiger. You can also bounce Tiger back with stuff like Zephyros and other things we'll get to, and continue to use and loop that effect to set up like Link 4s and or Xyz with little to no effort. So it's a really, really powerful card. I don't think Lunalight does enough where the card will see any type of hit, but it definitely is the first thing I'd say would need some kind of list consideration if it was ever going to be viable. And then the other 3 of is Kaleido Chick, another really good card that does not have a hard once per turn. So basically you can send a Lunalight monster from your deck or extra deck to the grave, then this card copies its name and can be used as that if it's fusion material for the rest of the turn. But it doesn't really matter because you're sending pretty much 3 cards. You can choose between 3 cards. They all have effects that activate when they're sent to the grave by a card effect. And this is not once per turn, like I said. So if you revive this with something like Perfume, you can then mill again. So that's the standard, like 3 and 3. Probably the best card in the deck, though, is Yellow Martin. It's Zephyros, basically. So you return a Lunalight card on your field that could include the Pendulum, and special summon it from the grave, but banish it when it leaves the field, which that's why you play 2, because it can get banished at times. There are ways to bring it back, and then if it's sent to the grave by a card effect, which of course can be done by this or many of your fusion spells, you can add a Lunalight spell or trap from the deck to the hand, which does not include the Perfume card, as I learned recently. So that's just a really overall the core engine of the deck. 1 Crimson Fox, not exactly a super common choice here, but I really like the OTK potential going second with some of the extra deck stuff we'll show you in a little bit. And then 1 Black Sheep, just a decent card in general. When it's discarded, you can discard it from your hand to either search a Polymerization from the deck or take a Lunalight Engrave and add it back to hand, so overall really good. And then 1 Emerald Bird. When it's normal or special, discard a Lunalight card, then draw 1 card. It's neat, like it's a utility piece. You don't always use it, but it is an effect, so it does trigger everything when it's used. And then also, if it's sent to the grave by a card effect, you can target a level 4 or lower Lunalight that is banished or in the grave and special summon it. So that's just a really good extender. You don't need more than 1. On the off chance that you were to resolve it, more than once in a game, there are ways to bring it back. So that's the full Lunalight package, and it's 11 cards. So that's it for that. There's really no reason to play any more than any of the one-ofs. As far as the Shaddolls, so 2 Shaddoll Beast, 1 Shaddoll Dragon, 1 Shaddoll Squamata, 1 Hedgehog. I've opted not to play Falco. It's kind of slow, and it doesn't have any potential with links or synchros on the turn you make it, so it doesn't really extend anything. I guess you can make like that Rushka the Ventriloquist or whatever it's called that you can use during, main phase 2 with a set monster, but I don't really want to wait till main phase 2 to be able to do stuff, so it's just not necessary. Dragon pops a spell or trap, so it's just good. Squamata mills something else, so it thins the deck and essentially cuts the number of cards you're playing. And if you're able to do a Shaddoll Fusion and or mill this Squamata, then mill a Beast, you draw a card and you pretty much already down to 37, which increases your consistency. And then Hedgehog searches a monster, so it's just overall pretty good. Beast, the best one, obviously when it's sent to grave by a card effect, draw 1 card. The reason behind playing 2 is just because there are some rare scenarios where you can resolve this more than once in a game, and also it's an Allure of Darkness target, so I wanted to make sure I had at least a decent ratio of Shaddolls to try and be able to actually make the most use of the cards. And Then for the 1-ups, I got 1 Zephyros, 1 Armageddon Knight, and 1 Dark Grepher. Zephyros just, is insane in the deck. It can bounce Tankies, it can bounce Tiger. Also, it can bounce, pretty much any of your Lunalight monsters on the field, and it's just obviously a really good combo card. I don't think you see too much about it. Armageddon Knight is just insane. There's a reason it's at 1. I wish it wasn't, because I think it would just be better to play this at 2 or 3 instead of Grepher. And then Grepher's decent too. The discard's not a cost. It's not a card effect, so it doesn't really trigger everything as much as you'd like, but for now it's good. I guess Mathematician works well too. It's just Grepher's a level 4 and a dark, so it's got more use in my opinion. So that's it for the monsters, and everything is just kind of meant to synergize with one another. You ideally don't want to open a Shaddoll monster. Like, if you don't open a Shaddoll monster, you're doing pretty well as far as the way the rest of the deck is structured. I have bricked, but for the most part, it's usually not that, critical to the overall deck. So triple Allure, triple Tanky. I'm not going to explain these, really. This is a Searcher. This gets Kaleido Chick. This is Allure. I mean, it shouldn't be a 3, but the draw power is nuts. It actually combos really well with oh my god, what's it? Kaleido Chick, rather. When Kaleido Chick's banished, you can lock your opponent out of activating cards or effects during the battle phase this turn. So if you do have an extra Kaleido Chick and you banish it off Allure, you can basically shut down things. I got over a Avramax with this today because I just made it so it couldn't gain, made a Boral Sword, attacked over it, and he was pretty much screwed up doing anything in response. So it's just actually a really neat card that has a lot of utility. Triple Perfume, it's a Monster Reborn. It's not a hard once per turn, but it also has an effect, banish it from grave, then discard a card, and you can add a Lunalight monster, protect your hand. Again, not a hard once per turn, so you can search Tiger, you can search whatever you need. Usually it just sets up nutty combos to get duplicate Tigers. 2 Foolish Burial Goods, because you can send Perfume to grave. You can also send the Trap, which I'll get to in a minute. I don't play 3 because I wanted to keep it at exactly 40, and I'm, pretty happy with that ratio. There's obviously ways to search stuff out too. I wish Lunalight Perfume was an actual Lunalight card, but it's not because there's a space there. So certainly a depressing turn of events that I learned as I was fucking around with this. 2 Twin Twister, standard obviously, in an OTK-oriented deck where you're going second, but you want to be able to clear the board, and if you don't get all your combo pieces, you can use this to put the Perfume in grave, and set that up nicely. And then so for the 1-ups, Rhoda, this is just to search either Grepher or Armageddon Knight. I've never bricked it. I can see maybe where it would, but it's worth it to thin the deck, and again, just kind of functions as a way to get to my cards faster. Foolish Burial is just actively can be anything you want it to be in this deck. You can draw, you can pop something, it can mill any of the Shaddolls or the Lunas, so it's actually just, it's foolish. 1 Polymerization, because it's searchable by Black Sheep. It's also searchable by Kaleido Chick back to hand if it's sent to the graveyard by a card effect, so at the worst it becomes an extra discard fodder. You can resolve Twin Twisters for free. And then 1 Shaddoll Fusion. So 1 Shaddoll Fusion to 5 Shaddolls. I understand the ratio may be a little off. I don't really ever want to see this beyond going first. Beyond my first turn rather. So I think the 1 is fine. Obviously it's recyclable, but it's more so to utilize the Shaddolls as a package than it is to play multiples here. So 1 Shaddoll Fusion, 1 Lunalight Fusion, which is actually basically a Shaddoll Fusion for Lunalights, except you can use an extra deck monster too. So there's some cool combos with Leo Dancer. And then 1 Magical Eyes Fusion. So this is what I'm playing in lieu of the second Shaddoll Fusion, and it's actually been really good because it combos with Kaleido Chick too. You basically can use this to fusion summon any of the Shaddolls by banishing monsters from the graveyard, so it's like a Miracle Fusion. You can do this with Kaleido Chick and any Shaddoll, and you lock your opponent on a battle phase effects, and then you can make a construct, and it can pretty much beat over any special summon card there. Not to mention, when Master Rule 5 does hit, this card will become a lot more viable because I can put a construct and a Winda out on the board, and it just makes it easier to stack your cards without having to waste your link spaces. 1 Monster Reborn, and the last card is 1 Serenade Dance. This card has an effect on the field, I'm told, but I've never used it. Basically, you banish it from grave, send a card from your hand to the graveyard, and special summon a Lunalight monster from your deck. That's insane. It's pretty much one of the, I mean, it doesn't brick. It's great if you don't draw it because you want to get it to grave with Foolish Burial Goods, but overall, it's just an insanely powerful card. I don't see a need to play more than 1 because it is a hard once per turn effect, but if you wanted to play 2, I could definitely see where that would be good. So that's 40 cards exactly for the main deck. And the side deck too, just to kind of go over it. I'm actually okay with this, but I'm not like loving it yet. So triple artifact Lancia. One of the toughest matchups this deck has is Orcus, just because like as much as there are boards you can get through, if they get a Dingirsu out as well as other stuff, you're just automatically going to find yourself in a tough spot. So Lancia is pretty solid for the most part against anything. Nibiru, I actually got Nibiru today, and then the next turn, the Nibiru that was on the board as well as other things. That was kind of funny. It's just a really good card in general. I would never want to main it because it is going to brick way too hard. 2 Ash, I think I want to play 3, but I don't. So that was the story there. 2 Called by the Grave. I've never sided this in because I don't really ever want to go first, but like I guess it's a solid card. It's just I haven't really had a lot of practical uses. Super Poly. The only problem with Super Poly that I'm personally having is just the extra deck space. Like you can use this to make Winda or Construct if you have a Shaddoll and your opponent has a monster. So obviously it's really good, but in general I just don't have the space to put like Starving Venom and all that other stuff in the extra deck yet. So that's a kind of a work in progress. And then triple red reboot, just because you are playing an OTK-ish deck, you want to be able to stop any traps that are going to cripple you. Otherwise, you're going to lose anyway. So, as I got double impermanence today in a game, and both of my pendulum zones were negated because of impermanence, it was on field. So I couldn't do anything with Tiger, and that was tough. Lastly, I played the 1 additional Shaddoll Fusion. So if I do lose and if I do win and know that I'm going to end up having to go first, I will side this in. Because at that point, if I'm playing against something like Orcus, I want to be able to see this sooner rather than later so I can put a Winda on the board and try to reduce the number of special summoning going on. Generally, in that case, I'll swap out either the Polymerization or the Magical Eyes Fusion and just play the second Shaddoll Fusion instead. I just don't really want to brick with that. I'm really happy with the ratios just because of how consistent the deck is at getting to what it needs. And then for the extra deck, sorry, and this is a little shakier than I'd like. I've got Psyframe Lambda, it's kind of fine for what it is. It's a light, so if it is engraved late in game, I can use it with Magical Eyes Fusion for Construct. If for some reason I don't want to banish one of the other ones. And then the Wee Witch Apprentice. This is Beat Cop in the Underworld. This is actually supposed to be a Nightmare Unicorn now. I was playing Beat Cop at first, but I don't really need the third Link 2. I think just the 2 are fine. So that's going to be a Nightmare Unicorn. I just don't have it yet because the guy accidentally, I bought it online. They sent me the wrong card. Sent me a Nightmare Phoenix. Some people can't read. And then I got, speaking of Nightmare Phoenix, this is one, I already had. This is why I didn't order one. That's just kind of spell and trap removal. It's pretty standard. I wasn't playing it at first, and then I got fucked by there can only be one. And I was like, all right, yeah, I probably need to have outs to stuff like that. So we'll put the Nightmare Phoenix in. As far as any other links, just for the 2 Link 4s, 1 Boral Sword, 1 Boral Load. This card is nuts. I've said it before, I'll say it again. It's actually really, really good. And there's some combos you can do in the deck with Dugaris and Leo Dancer to put insane amounts of damage on the board. So that is just, again, I don't feel like I need to explain that inherently. 1 of each Winda and Construct. I know there's more Shaddolls, and I guess you could play a more, Shaddoll-based action, but it just feels like none of them do much, especially going second. The Earth one's useless to me going second, the Water one's useless going second, and I don't really want to waste a slot for cards that are not going to do anything to actively advance the game state. And then I got the Lunalight Fusion package here. Leo Dancer's nuts. Can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects, which is just crazy in general. Panther Dancer, I've never summoned, but you basically use this with Kaleido Chick. You send Panther Dancer from extra deck, and then you can make Leo Dancer just using Kaleido Chick and other Lunalights you have. This attacks twice during each battle phase, is 3,500. It's insane. And then I'm going to just leave these out because I want to just talk about the last. Well, they're the 3 rank 4s I play. Abyss Dweller, Dugaris, the Timeless, and Tornado Dragon. This card is an MVP. So for those of you unfamiliar with it, it's 2 level 4s. You detach 2 materials from it, and you activate one of the following effects. You can either draw 2 cards, then discard 1, double the attack of a monster on the field, or special summon a monster from your graveyard. Whichever one you choose, it skips the corresponding phase. So if you draw 2, you skip your next draw phase, battle phase, etc. With 2 or 3 cards in hand, you can set the board up with Dugaris. And, I did it a few times with Cat Dancer. Now, Cat Dancer is 2,400, but Dugaris doubles it to 48. It can attack twice, and it combos with, Crimson Fox to make that monster 0 and just runs it over. It doesn't kill the monster it battles, so you go into it 1-2, does 9,000 damage, and you pretty much win the game there. So, I also did it with this, made it 7,000, it can attack twice, and it's immune to card effects. So, you can see where the combos come in. Dugaris, having to skip your next battle phase sucks, but the fact that you can do it right then and you can actually, put immense pressure on your opponent is just really good. And this deck basically plays with the graveyard as a second deck anyway, so even if I have to skip my draw phase with the draw effect, there's still you know, so many things you can do on the next turn as long as you have a card. So that's the extra deck. I'm pretty happy with it, like I said, but I do want to, you know, continue to see what I don't go into often or what other changes I can make. I think that'll change a little bit more if, you know, once Master Rule comes along as well. So that's the full deck. I don't know why I'm having trouble with that. It's been a while since I've done this, so just bear with me. I'm really happy with it overall, but obviously I'm sure people are going to have criticisms, as is the case typically. So let me know what you guys thought in the comments below, and let me know what you would do differently or if there were things you liked about it. I'm hoping to be able to continue to playtest with it and fine-tune it. In case the question were to come up, I don't know, impermanence, I played around with in there. I do have them. It didn't really ever wasn't really applicable, at least not at a local level. I mean, I think if you're playing at bigger events, something like that is going to come into play a lot more than here, especially when, you know, Ash Blossom and Lancia are really the most common around my area as far as effectiveness. So hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, please like that, like the video, comment down below, let me know what you think, and I'm going to go ahead and do this opening now too, for the Chaos Box. It should be a quick opening, but if you guys, you know, don't want to stick around for that, I totally understand. If you do, much appreciate you. So this is one of those Walmart, like, mystery boxes. They're not quite as shitty as the ones that are, like, $30 that have, like, Player's Choice sleeves in them that don't fit your cards anymore. But I figured I'd grab it because it looks like it's got, like, Duelist Pack Kaiba on the back, possibly, which would be really sweet to get. So I'm going to open that. I'll try. Not every video is going to be this long. I usually try to keep it around, like, 10 to 12 minutes, but in this particular instance, fuck you. Alright, so I've got a mystery blister. We don't know what that is. And it looks like we might have actually hit the jackpot here, because I think I've got... Yeah, sweet. So we got 2 Duelist Pack Kaiba, which is awesome. We're going to save those for the end. And then 2 Duelist Pack Yugi, which isn't as cool, but it's still pretty cool. And then 2 Spirit Warriors, which I'm actually not upset about, because 6 Samurais in this, as well as Magical Musketeers, so that set's become a lot better. And then Pendulum Evolution. I don't know if there's anything in that, but that's Euro print. And of course, Invasion Vengeance, which I think has Dimensional Barrier, which is actually, you know, going to be pretty good. So we'll save the mystery pack, and we'll just jump right into this. I've already talked way too much. All right, Duelist Pack Yugi. I don't, like, these are sweet, don't get me wrong, but there's no ultis. So you're not going to pull an ulti. I can already tell you. Maybe we'll get lucky. Green Gadget, Karibo, Lackluster Ritual. Wow, that's actually sweet. A Summoned Skull, super rare, but that's the alternate art. I forgot we had that. I guess it must have been the set that it came in. So, and then a Magical Hats. But I'll put a sleeve on the Summoned Skull. That is, look at that. Pretty cool card. A Fiend with dark powers for confusing the enemy. Not really as menacing as you might think, but hey, what are you gonna do? All right, sweet, not bad. 1 foil so far. At least you know these packs usually aren't weighed like these boxes. I've opened similar ones in the past before and had pretty good luck. So, Diffusion Wave Motion, Queen's Knight, Green Gadget, King's Knight, and a Marshmallow. Pretty cool. Not good, but pretty cool. All right, 1 foil so far. We're gonna save the Kaiba packs. I'll open up the Pendulum Evolution. It's definitely Euro print. It's got the EAN thing on the back. Let's see. I don't know what we got. We got Stargazer Magician, Odd Eyes Fusion, pretty cool. Really a fun deck back in the day. Dragon Pulse Magician, Purple Poison Magician, and Time Pendulum Graph. I was on quite a lengthy hiatus from the game when the pendulum stuff with, like, magicians and astrograph and all this stuff were a thing, so I don't know exactly how good everything was, but I know people talk about it, and some of it's banned, so it's got to be alright. Alright, we got a first set Invasion Vengeance, which is also European, so, you know, it's not American, and it might be in the bathroom. Alright, Flower Cardian Maple with Deer, Gradle Slime, Psy-Frame Accelerator, Red Eyes Insight was pretty good rare, and there's actually, well, it's an Ultra. Crystron Citri. It's pretty cool looking. And I don't know if that stuff be good with, like, needle fiber and everything when it comes out. So, Paleozoic, Flower Cardian, a Mare, not bad. Just a good card in general. I don't think it's been reprinted. And a Crystron Rose. I'm not going to sleeve that Citri, but it is cool. And I think that Red Eyes Insight might actually be worth a couple bucks. So, we're not the worst pack. Alright, let's go, Spirit Warriors. Oh, these are European. So, they're all European, I guess. Someone drank a lot of water. Alright, let's go. Super rare, Legendary 6 Samurai Kizan, Shien's Dojo, the Weather Auroral Canvas, Battle Guard Howling, and our secret rare is Legendary 6 Samurai Shien, secret rare. That looks really nice. And 6 Samurai's got a major buff with the new Link and, of course, Gateway and everything else. That's a really good pull. I'm happy about it. I feel like Spirit Warriors was really bad for a while, but I think it got better. Just sort of over time. Alright, let's see. And for pack number 2, we've got Secret 6 Samurai Genba, Battle Guard Howling, The Weather, Snowy Canvas, The 6 Shinobi. If you control six samurai monsters with different attributes, skip your opponent's next turn. Alright. And the Weather Thundery Canvas. Looks nice. The European print really does do a good job. Alright. And let's go Mystery Blister. I don't know what's in this. It says 1 booster pack, 1 rare card. Alright. Sweet. Well, it's Trigate Wizard is the Ultra, which is, you know, fine. But it looks like the mystery pack is Invasion of Chaos. Maybe we get a BLS or a Chaos Emperor. How sweet would that be? Not going to happen. Alrighty. And so we've got a Sylphie, Crimson Ninja, Chaos End, Lord Poison, Mad Dog of Darkness. Ooh, no super rare. It's okay. Boganian, Primal Seed, Grenmaju. That's actually not bad. Grenmaju de Aiza, and Heart of the Underdog. It's not the worst pack. Invasion of Chaos is a sweet set. Like, it's always been a really cool set, so can't complain too much. Alright, so we got the last 2 packs here. Kaiba Duelist packs. Could be an ulti. I don't know. Maybe. Ultimate Rare Pot of Greed, Cyberjar, Chaos Emperor. You know, there's like 20 of them. Let's see if we can do it. Lord of D. Faggy the Dark Clown. Cloning. Legion, the Mystical Genie, the Lamp, and Vorse Raider. Alright. Come on. We got 1 left. Let's do it. No. Let's see. Flute of Summoning Dragon, Sword Stalker, Polymerization. Wow, alright. Super rare, Return from the Different Dimension. Pay after life points, special as many banished monsters as possible. During the end phase, banish all monster specials with this effect. Cool card. Dragon Rulers loved this card back in the day. Maybe it should come back. I don't know. I doubt it. We'll talk about it, though. Return from the Different Dimensions. So not bad. I mean, 2 super rares out of the Duelist packs. 1 ultra rare Kriston, Citri, and then I know I botched that again. And then we got the Xian too. So overall, a decent opening. But hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, like I said, please like, comment, and subscribe below. If you want to see more content, let me know what other things you'd like to see open, discussion videos, and so forth. And I'll see you next time. Try to make it at least once a week with a new video. So keep it locked here at Love Shack. We'll see you next time. Bye.